Let's take a look at two forms of teaching assessments. We have formative assessments and summative assessments. Both have great value in the classroom to both students and educators, so let's take a look at those. With formative assessments, educators are continually evaluating how their students are learning and how well their instruction is working. You might want to think of this as a sort of temperature reading for their current instruction. This can be done many times in a single lesson, with a teacher performing assessments with each individual student, or it might be done on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Whatever the time frame looks like, formative assessment is something that an educator is doing for the entire duration of their course. Summative assessment, on the other hand, is only performed once, and it's done right at the end of a class or collection of instructions. It might have a more official format to it than just a teacher asking how a student is handling the materials, potentially something like a statewide set of standards, such as standardized testing. Where formative assessments are for educators to take that temperature reading of their students and their instruction, summative assessment is really about the big picture of the instruction. It lets an educator see if they have done an adequate job teaching and if there are any places in their instruction that seemed most efficient or least efficient, so that they can modify that lesson before they teach it the next time. If I look at my previous lesson on how to tailor a shirt, there are benefits for performing both formative as well as summative assessments with this kind of lesson. It's very hands-on, so formative assessments would absolutely be a requirement. Teachers in this lesson would really need to be able to go around to the students and gauge how well they're doing individually, since each student is really constructing their own small project within the lesson. It would also allow the class to move at the most organic pace possible, as opposed to whatever was originally laid down in the syllabus. Likewise, a summative assessment would provide the educator with a deeper understanding of how well their students handled the actual instruction. They might actually realize that many, if not all of their classes, they're seeing the majority of students coming to class with a much more advanced knowledge of sewing machine functions than they had originally anticipated. So this would allow the educator to modify the course and determine what should be done next time they teach the class. It seems like both methods of assessment have their benefits of use, and in a lot of cases they likely work well in unison. I can't right now see many times where you would only use one form of assessment and not the other. They both just seem entirely too beneficial to both the students as well as the educator when it comes to making a course as efficient as possible.